The body was made to see a world of our own choosing, to see what we believe is true and real, to see a world as we have asked it to be. We were created to create, and the world we see is our own creation. The world we see is a dynamic, energetic quantum space that reflects back to us all the witnesses we choose to believe are real. What we believe shapes what we see, and what we see are all the witnesses we have asked for. The body's function is to project our thoughts out of our mind and onto the blank canvas of an energetic, meaningless world, to see a world of our own making and to give it all the meanings we have chosen for it. Because we are created to create, and this is our function in reality, having forgotten who we are when we entered into our bodies, we are unaware of what we are doing to ourselves. We don't see that we are creating from within us the very world we are experiencing outside of us. And so the world has become fearful and depressing because we see ourselves as powerless and the world as if it has control over us. Having forgotten who we are when we entered into the world, we have made ourselves fearful and afraid, and have taken on false beliefs about ourselves. Beliefs we now carry within us that have become the foundations on how we think and how we use our minds. Because fear is a foreigner to a reality created through the love of a loving creator, the way to remember who we are is but to face every fear and not to try and hide it underground where it will not be seen. Fear is a part of death, as love is a part of life. What is built upon fear is the meaning of evil, whilst what is built upon love is the meaning within God. Look at the foundations on which we are building a world for ourselves. Open the eyes to see in truth and see what is really there. If it is built on love, it is truly valuable because it is sanity. Yet, if it is built on fear, its value is an illusion and will lead only to insanity. The greatest reflection of evil in the world that can clearly be seen is not in people, but in a false ideology of an authority that rules over us. Because we were created by a creator to create, true authority is within us. Governments are a non-living ideology, the modern replacements of insane kings and tyrannical rulers. Yet humanity has chosen to blind itself to seeing this, clinging to a fragile hope for change. What was once unacceptable over time becomes normalized. Each new generation is born into an ever-expanding web of laws and deceit, designed not to liberate, but to control and take away freedom. Being a false authority, they bring enslavement to their laws of punishment. Over time, laws become accepted as part of the fabric of society and accepted as real, whereas they were once completely unacceptable and therefore not part of reality. The idea of government as an alter ego has been corrupted by fear, and fear breeds hatred and division. This alter ego rules through the enforcement of laws founded on fear and fear's own form of justice. A justice founded on division, punishment and control, with laws that are not the laws of freedom, but are the laws of slavery. They separate humanity, carving up the world into pieces to be controlled, and sow seeds of fear and hatred among brothers who but share the same blood, the same breath and the same air. And so they oppose the Creator's law of freedom, founded on love, and oppose the Creator's meaning of justice, being equality and fairness for all. Freedom is replaced by control, abundance exchanged for loss. What was given freely by divine design is taxed and commodified, enslaving humanity through laws that ensure loss and lead to a future of poverty. And yet, this greatest reflection of evil in the world is loved and worshipped by the very people it has enslaved. When something so evident is overlooked, when the truth is seen but deliberately ignored, that blindness is a choice. Hope is misplaced when given to what has proven hopeless, and faith, when given to an authority that has shown itself to be unworthy of trust, brings only faithlessness. Yet people learn to search for peace where only confusion and inequality reign. They look to an authority and find only frightened children wielding big guns and hoarding big money, too scared to change. There is no peace to be found in this authority, because peace is a condition of love, where our sameness is the foundation of true justice, and not a condition of fear. that is the foundation of all our division, our defenses, and our attacks. The ideology of government was born to replace the cruelty of tyrannical kings, rulers who, in their arrogance, believed themselves superior to their fellow man. These kings built armies funded by stolen wealth, using force to tighten their grip on those they enslaved. Yet the ideology of kingship, rooted in superiority, did not die with them. It was simply carried within the ruling classes, who became the new leaders within governments. Modern rulers wearing the mask of hope, but the desire for inequality remained the same. How is it that something so plain to see is still so hidden? Behind a fortress of laws designed to block true progress, governments stall humanity's consciousness from evolving by keeping in place the very need to survive. They guard the gates to freedom, ensuring inequality persists and wealth remains concentrated in the hands of the few. No one is truly free under their rule. Everyone lives in the shadow of punishment, fearful of their punishment, conforming to their laws, paying their taxes, building their walls of fear and hate made to divide us. And yet they remain, ruling by force, perpetuating conflict, building higher walls, and demanding more from the very people they oppress. The working people labours not for joy or growth, but for survival. When we are actively choosing to overlook what is clearly visible, we are choosing to see an illusion in place of a reality that was given to us. We are choosing our idea of what reality should be over what reality actually is. This is all that stands in the way of a love that would supply our every need. It is this power of our will that is all that prevents the power of our Creator from blessing everything in the world and from us seeing those blessings all around us. When we are actively choosing to choose against the Creator's love for us, we are willing a world of our own making in its place, and we will see what we have asked to see. We are taught that we need to work for money to survive, yet life is within us and needs nothing but the support of a loving Creator. We are working to survive because we have forgotten who we are. Evil has no power of its own. It must therefore take power from the living. Money is the world's symbol of power, and so evil demands money, and it takes it through fear, paying tax through the fear of punishment. As long as we believe money is power, we will be enslaved by it. The world is a place of wonder and beauty, a small, vibrant, living sphere suspended in the vastness of the universe. Yet here we are, working to survive, consumed by fear, hatred clouding our hearts, our minds lost in confusion, ever ready to strike out at those who seem to threaten our own ideas of reality. This tiny blue planet, a jewel in the cosmic void, is home to humanity's greatest contradictions. We worship the very systems that seek to enslave us. Governments have created nothing of true value. Every road, every city, every achievement of worth has been built by the hands of people. Yet governments have divided what was made whole, erected walls of fear amongst the people, and forged only laws that take away freedom. They have fostered the fear of each other, built weapons of war, and squandered the resources they've seized. They have left the world only a prison for our children to receive, and still they are worshipped, supported, and voted for. The world is a dynamic, energetic, quantum space that reflects back to us what we choose to believe. What we believe shapes what we see, and what we see reflects what we believe. Simply, we believe what we see, and we see what we believe. Our bodies were made for this purpose, to see a world as we have asked it to be. Yet we are not our bodies and are part of another reality altogether, a reality that was created in love by a loving authority, with everything already given. As long as we continue to seek authority outside ourselves to rule over us, we will create a world that mirrors an illusion. And an illusion of love is not love, and an illusion of love cannot give what only love can give. An illusion that lacks true power cannot give what it does not have, and so all it leads to is but disillusionment. What we make outside of the reality of love's true power reflects love's opposite. It reflects only different forms of fear. True authority, the one that created all life, is the power of creation itself. It exists within everything that lives and speaks as love for all as one. This power is limitless and gives unconditionally. If there is lack in the world or there is fear, it is because we are listening to the wrong authority. An idol is a false image made to replace reality with an illusion, yet reality is a creation of a loving creator. Whilst an idol is made from fear, the world has many idols that we have put there in fear. The way to undo the belief that an idol is real is not to oppose it, for that is but a sign we do believe in its reality, but to deny everything that denies our own sovereignty as the bearer of the King within. It is because of the glory that lives within that every need will be met, and abundance is truly found, and peace and freedom are finally reclaimed.